This morning, I'm going to tell you a real Cinderella story that will knock your socks off. And this ain't no fairy tale. It is a true story packed with lessons on how you can triumph against odds, rise from the ashes, and achieve mind-blowing success. So, you ready to pay attention here? Because this could be a life changer for you. Let me paint you a picture. We've got two brothers. One is the golden boy, tall, blonde, and charming. The other, a scrawny, timid, chronically sickly little runt with thick glasses and ears that stick out like a taxi with its doors open. Guess which one Daddy Dearest favored? You got it, Golden Boy. The other, despite his gender, was even named Cinderella. Now, the boy's father wasn't just any Joe Schmo, he was the big man in town, the police chief, no less. And boy, did he have a mean streak. He'd pit those two boys against each other in every sport imaginable. Running, wrestling, boxing, you name it. And when the little runt lost, which was pretty much always, Dad would rub it in like salt on a wound. It gets worse. After a few drinks, Dad would come home raging that the little runt wasn't even his. Can you imagine? The poor kid was so terrified of his old man that by age 10, he wet himself at the sound of his father's voice. So what did our little Cinderella do? He retreated into fantasy. He dreamed that one day he'd be big and strong enough to stand up to the bullies in his life, his older brother and his father. Now, you'd think the golden boy had made it, right? Wrong. He grew up to be a real piece of work, a drunk, a womanizer, always in trouble with the law. He even did time for assaulting an old lady. And then one night, drunk as a skunk, he wrapped his car around a telephone pole and died. Game over. But our little Cinderella, oh boy, did he turn things around. He didn't just get big and strong, he became one of the greatest bodybuilders of all time, winning Mr. Olympia 7 times. Then he conquered Hollywood, becoming the highest paid actor in Tinseltown. And if that wasn't enough, he went and became governor of the largest economy of the United States, California. And by now, you've probably figured out who I'm talking about. That's right, Arnold Schwarzenegger. From scrawny, abused as a little kid, to the Terminator himself. How's that for a plot twist? Now, here's the $1 million takeaway. Your adversities are your advantages. Let me say that again, as it's one of my all-time favorite maxims, one that has been a source code from my own journey. Your adversities are your advantages. All the terrible adversities that Arnold went through, it forged in him an unstoppable force. Without those hardships, we'd never even hear of the name Schwarzenegger. He turned his physical weakness into superhuman strength. He used the emotional abuse to build mental toughness that make a Navy SEAL jealous. And that burning desire to prove himself, it fueled him to the very top. So here's what I want you to do. Stop looking at your hardships as wounds that you need to heal from. Start seeing them as secret weapons, the ones that they actually are. Remember, the tissue over a scar, it's way tougher than what was there before. Now it's your turn. What adversities have you faced that's actually made you stronger, hungrier, or more resilient? Don't be shy. Jot down some notes in your Darren Daily Journal, and then share that with us in the comments below. I want to sound the alarm here a bit. We need to have an urgent conversation about your future and about the future that is waiting for your children. A great gap has occurred, and it's widening rapidly between the haves and have-nots. And there is one skill that will determine which side of the line you end up on. A skill that will make you indispensable, irreplaceable, and highly paid. And it is urgently needed now. This is the one skill that AI can't replace. Robots can't replace. Self-service smart technologies can't replace. Globalization can't replace. And even Amazon can't replace. No matter the economy, no matter what crisis comes, and no matter how technology continues to progress. On this broadcast, you'll learn what that skill is, and you'll find out if you have it or not. This will be enlightening for some and alarming for others. I am making registration to this free. Register quickly if you want to get your spot.